Most people think thoughts are harmless, just passing noise in the mind. But what if every thought you've ever had is still alive, floating in your energetic field, quietly shaping your reality? Thoughts aren't just ideas. They're real structures, vibrating currents of energy that ripple through unseen dimensions. Each one has weight, direction, and influence. And if you don't learn to guide them, they will guide you. In this video, you'll discover what a thought truly is beneath the surface, how it forms, how it gains power, and how you can collapse it, redirect it, or amplify it to bend your life into alignment with your will. This is the anatomy of thought, not as psychology, but as sorcery. A thought is not just a flicker in the brain. It is a burst of structured energy, shaped by attention and intent. Every time you think, you're not only generating meaning, you're generating motion in your energetic body. That movement ripples outward, subtly affecting your environment, your timeline, and your future. We're taught that thoughts come and go, that they're private and internal. But in truth, each thought you produce leaves an imprint on the energetic field around you. It's like carving a line in space, subtle but real. These lines accumulate. Over time, they create grooves. And the more a certain thought is repeated, the deeper the groove becomes, until it forms a pattern so strong it begins to attract experiences that match its vibration. This is why some thoughts fade and others echo. A passing thought is like smoke. It dissipates. But a thought charged with emotion, belief, or repetition gains density. It becomes magnetic. It begins to pull similar energies toward itself, creating a feedback loop that can either elevate or trap you. You don't need to believe in this for it to affect you. The laws of energetic motion don't require your permission. They operate regardless of awareness. But if you do become aware, you gain leverage. You start to see that thinking isn't just mental, it's causal. Every thought is a seed with a hidden trajectory. Left unattended, it grows wild. But guided with precision, it becomes a tool of creation. What's most important to understand is this: thoughts are not abstract. They exist as real formations in your energetic anatomy. Some are thin and fleeting. Others are thick, pulsing structures lodged in your aura. Some move outward and disperse. Others fold inward, burrowing into your subconscious, becoming part of your default identity. This means you're never just thinking. You're sculpting. Each moment of inner dialogue is an act of energetic architecture. Most people build unconsciously, walls of fear, rooms of regret, stairways that loop back into self-doubt. But with discipline, you can design something else entirely. You can build clarity, stillness. Well, you can use thought not to reflect your reality, but to shape it. Your energetic field is not fixed. It's in constant motion, shaped moment by the quality of your inner state. And at the center of that state are your thoughts. Every thought you produce radiates a frequency. That frequency contributes to the shape, color, density, and flow of your energy body. Think of your energetic field as a fluid membrane of light and motion. It responds immediately to the tone of your thinking. A calm, focused thought introduces stability. A fearful, chaotic one causes turbulence. Over time, these fluctuations compound. They determine whether your field is coherent or fragmented, expansive or contracted. Most people believe their energy is determined by their mood. But in truth, mood is downstream from thought. When thoughts spiral, the field collapses inward. When thoughts align with clarity and direction, the field expands, sharpens, and becomes magnetic. This is why high-quality thinking isn't just helpful, it's energetic hygiene. What's less known is that thoughts don't just affect your energy temporarily. They imprint. A single repeated thought can begin to etch a persistent frequency into your field. That frequency then acts like a beacon, silently broadcasting into the environment. Others pick it up. Events are drawn toward it. And without saying a word, you begin to summon experiences that match the energetic message you're sending. This is the real engine behind what people call manifestation. It's not about hoping or wishing. It's about what your field is broadcasting day in and day out. If your dominant thoughts are rooted in fear, you'll radiate instability. If your thoughts are clean, precise, and aligned with your will, you'll begin to alter the field around you. Not by force, but by frequency. You don't need a special ritual to do this. It begins with noticing what you think and recognizing that every thought is a command to your field. Not metaphorically, literally. If you think, I'm stuck, your field contracts. If you think, I'm focused, it sharpens. Thought is the remote control of your energetic structure. The moment you become aware of this, you stop letting thoughts run on autopilot. You begin choosing them, not just for emotional comfort, but for energetic precision. And over time, this transforms your presence. You stop leaking energy through mental chaos. You start radiating intention, and that's when the world begins to respond differently. Not all thoughts are equal. Some vanish in seconds. Others linger for years, influencing your choices, shaping your reality, and attracting results. The difference isn't in the thought itself, it's in its mass. Just like objects in space, thoughts gain weight based on what you feed them. A light thought is one you barely notice. It's a passing image, a fleeting word. It has no anchor, no fuel. It fades before it can affect anything. But when you add emotion to it, especially strong emotion, it starts to gain mass. When you repeat it, it begins to spin. When you believe it, it locks into place. Mass in this context means energetic density. The more mass a thought has, the more influence it exerts on your field and your experience. That's why random desires don't manifest. They're too light. But the thoughts you obsess over, fear, or replay constantly, they gather mass. And over time, they begin to bend probability. There's a reason fear manifests faster than vague hopes. Fear is intense. It's vivid. It compresses the field, and that compression generates a sharp signal. Most people unconsciously charge their negative thoughts with more emotion than their positive ones. That's why struggle repeats. It's not bad luck, it's momentum. To change this, you don't need to suppress negative thinking. You need to understand the ingredients that give a thought weight: focus, repetition, belief, and emotion. When all four are present, the thought becomes a gravitational force. It starts pulling similar events toward it. It reshapes perception. It alters decisions. It reorganizes the path ahead. This is where most manifestation teachings fall short. They focus on affirmations without substance. But affirmation without mass is noise. A thought only becomes real when it carries energetic weight. That weight comes from congruence. When your feelings, focus, and beliefs all point in the same direction. If you say, I am powerful, but feel weak and doubt it, the thought has no mass. If you say it, feel it, focus on it, and act from it, that's when it solidifies. That's when it begins to leave an imprint strong enough to echo into your environment. And here's the key. You are the one who decides which thoughts get mass. Every moment, you're either feeding a pattern or starving it. Every time you choose to focus on what empowers, even if it feels unfamiliar, you begin shifting the balance of your energetic weight. In time, that shift becomes visible, not just in how you feel, but in what starts showing up around you. By now, you know that thoughts are not passive. They're energetic structures with real influence. But once a thought form is created, how do you deal with it? Can you erase it? Redirect it? Strengthen it? Yes, and here's how. To collapse a thought form, you must remove its fuel. That means withdrawing attention, emotion, and repetition. Thought forms can exist without energy. If you stop feeding them, they begin to dissolve. But this only works if done with inner stillness, not resistance. Fighting a thought gives it more charge. Ignoring it with presence starves it. This is why practices like silent observation or inner stillness aren't just spiritual, they're strategic. Sometimes, a thought is too charged to fade quietly. That's when you redirect it. Redirection means taking the momentum of the thought and guiding it elsewhere. Let's say a fear keeps looping. Rather than resisting it, you pivot. You acknowledge the energy behind the fear, its intensity, its clarity, and you steer it into a new command. What if I fail? Becomes, what can I learn? The emotional current stays, but the direction shifts. This method works because energy prefers motion to friction. If you push against a thought, it pushes back. But if you guide it into a higher path, it follows. Redirecting doesn't require you to fake positivity. It requires awareness and choice. You don't deny the thought, you reroute it. Now, when you find a thought that aligns with your vision, you feed it, but not mindlessly. Feeding a thought form is an art. It requires emotional precision. You sit with the thought, hold it in focus, and pour intent into it, slowly and deliberately. You feel it as real. You anchor it with breath. You visualize its structure solidifying in your energy field. The longer you hold it, the more it crystallizes. But don't overfeed. Repetition without belief weakens the structure. Think of it like sculpting. Too much pressure ruins the form. The key is clarity, not quantity. A single, deeply felt, and precisely held thought is more powerful than hours of scattered affirmations. Also, remember this. Not all thought forms belong to you. Some are inherited, picked up from family, culture, or collective fear. If a thought feels foreign, heavy, or doesn't match your inner knowing, treat it as an intruder. You don't need to analyze it. Just cut the cord. Breathe, center, and release it with no attachment. Ownership is energetic. If it's not yours, you can let it go. Collapse what drains. Redirect what repeats. Feed what empowers. That is the discipline of the inner architect. Most people use thought reactively. A trigger appears, and the mind responds. But the magician thinks by choice. Thought becomes a sculpting tool, not a reaction, but a command. This shift is everything. When you stop identifying with every passing idea and start selecting thoughts with intention, you begin to operate on a different level of consciousness. You're no longer drifting in the currents, you're steering them. This isn't about thinking harder, it's about thinking cleaner. Fewer thoughts, more precise ones, like clear strokes on a canvas. The magician's mind isn't silent because it's empty. It's silent because it's focused. Only the thoughts that serve a purpose are allowed to stay, and that purpose is always aligned with will. Not desire, not emotion, but will. This kind of thinking is not random or compulsive. It's forged. Every thought is weighed. Every thought is infused with clarity. When a thought no longer serves the vision, it's released. When a thought matches the intended frequency, it's energized. And when the intention is complete, the thought dissolves back into stillness. This is mental alchemy. You're not just managing thoughts, you're shaping forces. With time, this practice changes how you speak, how you act, and how reality responds. People sense it. They don't know why, but they feel a current around you, a stillness with gravity. That's the mark of someone who doesn't waste energy in chaos. Someone who uses thought like a blade, precise, clean, sharp. True power isn't loud. It doesn't need complexity. One single thought, held with total alignment, can shift the course of your life more than 1,000 words spoken without presence. This is what the ancient adepts knew, that the inner world is not a reflection of the outer, it's the source. and that the mastery of thought is the doorway to shaping the invisible structure beneath all visible things. You don't need to silence your mind forever. You just need to claim ownership of it. Thought is not your enemy. It's your instrument. Use it with intention, and it becomes a wand. Thought is not noise. It's not background. It's the silent architect of your life. Every pattern you experience began as an unnoticed line of energy, a thought repeated, believed, and left to gain momentum. But now, you know better. You've seen the structure behind the surface, and with that vision comes responsibility. From here forward, each thought you allow has weight. It shapes your field, shifts your state, and sets events in motion. You can let your mind drift, or you can choose what to build. The tools are already in your hands. Collapse what doesn't serve, redirect what resists, and consciously feed what aligns with your highest will. Your reality isn't waiting to be changed from the outside. It's responding to the structure you maintain within. And when you master thought, not as a habit, but as a force, you stop reacting to life. You begin shaping it. If this video shifted something inside you, let us know in the comments. And if you're ready to go deeper into hidden knowledge, subscribe now. The Codex of Amenti has only just begun.